This review is designed for entertainment and educational purposes only. I do not work for nor represent this company, Yashica. Scouts Honor. Greetings, fellow filmmakers and vintage lens fans. Thank you for clicking this link. Let's further the conversation about lenses, specifically adapting vintage lenses on a Micro Four Thirds camera. So here's the multi-million-dollar question everybody wants to know. Are vintage lenses really worth the time and effort, or is it just a bunch of hyped up lens porn? And let me put you on notice. I'm not a lens guru or a lens expert. This is my personal review. We have 3 vintage Yashica lenses. These 3 lenses are fully manual and made out of heavyweight metal and glass. And when you attach it to your camera, you literally carry around a heavyweight champion of a lens, I must say. As a filmmaker, I was curious to see how would these old school lenses perform in a motion picture style. Like on a movie set, I found some very intriguing details you should know about regarding these Yashica lenses. Now, a lot of people say Yashica, but it's pronounced Yashica. Reference the old school jingle.
It's got to be Yashica. Yashica is your camera. It's got to be Yashica. Yashica is the best.
You are looking at raw footage coming from the Yashica lens line captured on a Panasonic Micro Four Thirds camera. Drop in your choice of color and ooh la la, sweet. To keep things simple, no ND filters, no focal reducer. I'm very pleased with the outcome that these lenses are producing. Like, look at this. Captivating, extraordinary, glorious, jaw-dropping brilliance. But hold up, I don't want to bore you with a showcase of random footage. Check this out.
Gang Boss.
Adapting to vintage lenses on a Micro Four Thirds camera. Yeah, so like I was saying, this is my personal review of 3 vintage Yashica lenses. I'm talking old school 35mm photography lenses from the 20th century, bro. Straight out the gate with the 135mm f2.8, Yashica US 28mm f2.8, and the 50mm f2. If you should choose to use this particular lens lines on your Micro Four Thirds camera, you need to have an adapter. See this? This is the type of adapters you would need for Yashica lenses. All metal, no glass elements, no electronic elements. Note the fine marking, CY Micro Four Thirds adapter. This means contacts Yashica. This is a dumb adapter, but smart enough to give you what you need. Let's have some fun with this. 135 DSB. So this is the 135. And when you're talking about bokeh, this is a bokeh beast. I found this online for $27 plus shipping. This one came with the original lens cap front and back, a lens hood, and a filter. Based on the research I've gathered, it's 3 different type of Yashica lenses, and at the time I only just ordered 2. I didn't realize it was a ML. I was on eBay and happened to find them. I'll go into a little bit more detail about the DSB and Yash, but for now, this is an example of how this lens performs on a movie set. Check it out.
Struggle with handcuffs. Take 2. Action.
Now this is raw footage from a scene. I'll add in color, and this is what we got.
Get out of here! Get out of here! I'm fucking innocent! I'm fucking innocent! Get me out of here! Get me out of here! I'm innocent! I'm innocent! Get me the fuck out of here! I'm innocent! I'm innocent! Cut!
This 135 by Yashica is considered a premium portrait lens. It gives sharp images with that creamy, dreamy, ooh la la bokeh in the background. I'm talking about serious separation in here. I don't know about you, but I'm digging this, straight up.
Gang Boss.
I'm using this on my Panasonic GH4, by the way, and you all know that it has a 2x crop factor, so this 135 calculates to be 270 millimeters. Really, man? 200? What you gonna do with a 270 millimeter? Let me show you what you can do. The image quality that this lens renders out is magnificent. It's sharp. It gives you this, I wouldn't say cinematic look, but it gives you this filmic look. You know, I like that. I like that. Without going into an intense history lecture, this what it is. What's the difference between DSB and Yash? Let's break that up. Word on the street is DSB was Yashica's line of lesser quality lenses in comparison to the better ML multi-coated line. The Yash and DSB are single-coated lenses. So yeah, let me let you know something about the Yash. First of all, when I saw this online, I was like, Yash? What the heck is a Yash? I did some research and I found out that YUS means Yashica United States. Other than the markings, based on what I found, there seems to be no distinguishable quality difference. But check this out. So single-coated lenses and multi-coated lenses. So these are single-coated lenses and not multi-coated. And they have a reputation for producing strong lens flares, a flatter look, less contrast, and is more sensitive to scratches on the front elements of the glass. Some would even say single-coated lenses are recommended for black and white photography. So now look, if you ever see a lens that has Yash on it, you know it stands for Yashica United States, aka Yash. If you would like to add any more of your knowledge about this particular subject, please leave it in the comments. It's all about educating and understanding. You dig?
Yashica is the best.
Let me let you know something about the Yash 28mm f2.8 automatic. There's nothing automatic about this. Now I found this one on eBay for $24.95 plus tax. You dig? It was so good I found another one for 20 bucks. So the 28mm lens, like I was saying, is considered a wide angle lens. It's like a blast from the past in the palm of your hands, man. I'll go into a little bit more details regarding the Yash 28mm, but for now, this is an example of how this lens performs. Check it out. Now this is raw footage from a scene study. Now I'm oozing in the color. Without a focal reducer, without neutral density filters. Yashica United States, aka Yash, set to be the US version of the DSB. Legend has it that the United States got their hands in the middle of the Japanese brand Yashica, and they wanted to have it for the North America market only. That's why it's YUS, Yashica US. Word on the street is this North America version was given better glass and better coatings. That's not true because it's still a single coated lens. It's the same identical lens as DSB other than the markings. Now, this lens can deliver a hardcore vintage look. I was riding around town and happened to see a creep house. I bust on a creep house like this.
An evil old house, the kind some people call haunted, is like an undiscovered country waiting to be explored. Hill House had stood for 90 years and might stand for 90 more. Silence lay steadily against the wood and stone of Hill House. It was an evil house from the beginning, a house that was born bad. Gang Boss.
Like I said, I never heard of Yash. I just got it because I needed a 28mm just to keep things in line. There are two different type of lenses that you will find Yashica made. On the front of the lenses, you can see it's totally different. This one on the left The filter diameter is 58 millimeters. But look, same lens, same Yash, 28 mil. The one on the right says 55. This one on the left, look at it. The lens ring is thicker and also the numbers are bigger. It has a silver ring at the top of the lens barrel. If you do decide to get this particular lens, the Yash 28, be very careful when you make your final selection. This 28 millimeter lens lives up as a wide angle lens, all right? It gives you a wider field of view. So with the 2x crop factor, this 28 mil reads out as a 56 millimeter lens. So this is what you're really working with. Just keep that in mind. This Yash lens is still popular and used on the market primarily because they tend to be very inexpensive and is easily to mount on your mirrorless camera. It does deliver this old school look, this vintage look. If you have any additional information, like I always say, please make sure you post it in the comments so we all can know and grow. That's what it's all about, man. Each one teach one. You did.
Got to be Yashica when you think of a camera. It's got to be Yashica.
This, my filmmaker friends and lens lovers, is the sought after 50 mil f2.
Gang boss.
As usual, I go on eBay, I look around, I've checked the specs. I found this one on eBay for $34.95 plus shipping. And it performs, ooh la la, sweet, sweet. I would have to say this lens is remarkable. Like I said at the beginning, hardcore metal and glass. Hold up. This, ladies and gentlemen, is a heavyweight champion of a lens for real. Dig this.
Today is April the 17th, 2009, 7:12 p.m. I am Dr. Alexandria Casey, conducting an eval on a new patient.
This is a scene from my actor's reel using this lens. It's already colored and it's already set.
The session.
My name is Derek Lamart Hawthorne. I am 21 years old.
And are you currently taking any prescriptive medications?
No.
Are you a fan of the horror movie genre?
What? I used to as a kid, but not so much now.
Well, it appears that you are suffering with the irrational fear of what is.
Now this is also from a short film that I produced with the 50 mil MLF2.
Grand Madam Palace. Yes.
This is the Grand Madam. Yeah, I'm calling about the free reading from the flyer.
Your name and your birth date.
Raymond. Kevin Raymond the third.
We must meet face to face before the stroke of midnight.
Please try your call again later.
Legend has it that the 50 millimeter Yashica lenses are radioactive. I hadn't found that to be true or false. I'm not deep all up in it like that. Now remember, this 50 millimeter lens is on my GH4. So with the 2x crop factor from the Micro Four Thirds camera, the images that you see renders out as 100 millimeter. The colors render beautifully, beautifully. Look at this.
Gang boss.
I like the look. This is the look that I've been searching for. And it's this filmic cinematic look that a lot of people want to have. This is what you get from a lens like this. You know, it has that character, it has that style, it has that punch that you're looking for, that shallow depth of field. Beautiful bokeh. It's bokeh-licious. They're looking for the bokeh-licious. Hey, but check this out, man. And this is not a pancake lens. This is considered a standard prime lens. It does have a smaller form factor. This lens is identified as a compact lens. I like the way it feels on the camera. It doesn't add a little extra weight to it on the camera. It sits there beautifully. This is sharp like a razor sharp. If you're looking for that creamy, dreamy, ooh la la bokeh, this is the lens that'll give you that. You know what I'm talking about. Bokeh Barbarian. Talk about strong separation. You want to have that filmic cinematic bokeh in the background. Bro, look at this. Like, you don't know what the heck is in the background. All you see is just a big old creamed out blob. I likes that. It's sharp. Like I said at the beginning, hardcore metal and glass. You know what I'm talking about. If you see a F250 F2, pick that piece up, grab your wallet, and bust it on down quick for somebody else to do. In conclusion, considering these lenses have been handed down through the passage of time, you're looking at a piece of gear that will last you until kingdom come. They're still reliable, they're durable, solid engineering. It's all manual, hardcore metal and glass. No electronic elements, no delicate plastic. So here's the multi-million-dollar question everybody wants to know. Is it practical to use vintage lenses for the majority of your paid production gigs? Or is it just a bunch of hyped up lens porn? I don't know that much about lens porn, but I do know what it takes for a reaction of satisfaction when it comes to these Yashica vintage lenses. I'd like to share a few advantages, disadvantages, and take it or leave it points when it comes to adapting vintage lenses, specifically for video production and filmmaking purposes. Unless you're using the shaky autofocus look for action scenes or to temporarily displace your viewers with chaos, you don't want to be the DP or the director that has a reputation for presenting downright unusable footage. Personally, I would not try to walk around and go handheld because it begins to be distracting. Using this type of old school lens will force you into understanding how to focus better by training your hand-eye coordination when you are in focus and out of focus. So for those of you who know and for those of you who don't know, here's what you need to know. These lenses were designed for 35mm photography cameras, old school, from the 20th century, bro. So the Yashica lenses that I'm reviewing are all manual fixed focus. They're considered prime lenses. Now, these lenses are clicked. They are not declicked. So each time you change the aperture or whatever, it makes this sound. Check it out. This clicking sound did not bust up my scene or cause an issue for a reshoot. However, if you want to modify these, you can declick these. I hadn't declicked mine because I don't want to do all that. When you see a Yashica lens, you may want to go ahead and get it because the prices are beginning to rise. And especially after they watch this video, you know the price is going to rise. You know the price is going to rise. But seriously, this is a take it or leave it situation. If you're shopping online, make sure you read the specs very carefully because some of the sellers will notify you it has a fungus, it has haze, it has scratches on the front elements, or it's missing caps. Lens flares, natural, organic lens flares, ladies and gentlemen. If you don't know what a lens flare is, believe me, when you see them, they will instantly hypnotize and mesmerize your eyeballs. Organic lens flares. You don't have to make these in After Effects and go download templates and overlays and stuff. Some people adorn lens flares while others find them annoying and would even consider them detrimental to the picture. But there are beneficial factors to lens flares. Depending on how you use them, lens flares can subliminally satisfy a sense of expectation with your viewer. I use lens flares for artistic expression. These Yashica lenses, along with any other vintage lens, are not weather sealed. Depending on the conditions that you're shooting in, I'll suggest, for instance, the rain. Bring a big umbrella. That really would help. Not no little umbrella. You gotta bring a big umbrella. You know what I'm talking about? If you use any of these lenses from the Yashica lens line, I would love to see some of your footage. I would love to learn from the things that you've experienced. These are one of my favorite lens lines. But if you don't prefer the Yashica look, I still would suggest keep a prime lens line in your bag at all times. And when you display your body of work in your portfolio, your potential clients will see a consistent signature look. You know what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about. I use these lenses on all my short films. I've been using these Yashica lenses for the majority of my book projects. Actor reels, interviews, testimonials, B-rolls, video podcast shows, even product and service commercials. And the list goes on and on and on to the break of dawn. This what it is. A low-cost name brand tool that delivers a premium high-end filmic finish. Whether you're an aspiring professional or a seasoned vet on the set, as a photographer, videographer, and or filmmaker, having the right tools for the job adds more value to the production. You're hearing this straight from the lion's mouth. Vintage lenses can be used pretty much on anything you feel the need to capture. You have to put it in as a creator. Do yourself a favor. If you're interested in purchasing these lenses, there will not be any links provided because the sellers typically sell it for whatever they want. So considering these old school joints range from free to single or double low digit prices, when you see it, check it and get it turned up. Oh yeah, and just to let you know, ladies and gentlemen, the microphone that I'm using is the Comica Boom XU. If you can't remember anything about this video, you need to watch it from the start and maybe you'll learn something.